Fluffs. It's good to see you guys. Sorry I started so late tonight. As I wanted to start the show, the power dipped. And then I had to reset everything up and whatever. But it's good to be here. Glad to have you guys here. We got PJ Cruikshank in the element. How are you doing, kind sir?
Oh my God, I'm alone. I'm good. I'm good. I'm all good. Just watching Luch how much rubbish he's talking in chat.
Tonight we're going to play a bit of a different game. I was thinking maybe we can play Very Ignorant tonight.
Okay.
Like it's the first time we've ever going to look at surveying. Like we don't know what it's about.
Right, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so I thought that would be interesting to look at it that way and maybe see if we've missed something or, you know what I mean?
Really cool since I know nothing about surveying anyway. So
Yeah.
brilliant.
So
I
yeah.
just know. I just know that elevation angles and elevation all need your 90. Need a flat baseline. That's all.
Exactly. But yeah, like I said, we're going to look at it as a different way of like we have never talked about this, never seen it. We've just heard about surveying now, and we're going to do research on it. I think that's a cool way to look at things.
That is a cool way, especially since one of the butthurt people in chat said something about us knowing everything to do with the scientific field because of tonight's show
But
title.
surveying's not science, though.
Exactly.
But anyway, it's good to see you. Good to see everybody here. I've had such a hectic day. Yeah, we were supposed to have the debate tonight, but the guy couldn't make it. Unfortunately, we postponed it to next Saturday for the debate. So, yeah, we missed that. But good news, power's not going off at 11. So we're not forced to just end at 11 o'clock. That's good. And I've been editing all day on that other video. I was awake at 6:30 this morning starting to edit that video. I'm almost done with it. I just don't want to, rush it and make a rubbish video. So I think that video is coming out quite cool. And it should be out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm
the first
really
thing when I
looking
woke up this morning, Vicky asked about it. She says, "Is Flat's not meant to have that video out today?" She says, "Yeah, it might not be because it's hard, sometimes hard on what you think editing it and that. She says it'll probably might be tomorrow or something."
So yeah, well, I've been busy on it. So guys, look out for that video tomorrow on my new channel, Flatzoid, Fe. Flatzoid KR. But yeah, I'm pleased to say for these 6 days I have lost a kilogram. So
That's brilliant.
that's actually very good. And there's quite a lot of change that I've seen. You'll see the before and afters.
Well, I mean that is great. It's just under £2, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's only for 6 days. I mean,
Excellent.
if I keep to what I'm scheduling to do everything, yeah, I should have my six-pack back in no time. But yeah. Anyway, let's say hi to everybody in the chats. Thank you guys for coming. It's good to see you guys. Please don't forget to hit those likes and share the show. It really will help to get the show out to a wider audience. And I just want to say I appreciate everybody's support on this channel. Anyway, we've got 23 votes. Surveying measures what? The first one is a elevation angle that requires flat earth. 61% say that. A angle based on a globe. 39% say that. By the way, an angle based on a globe is an oxymoron.
Yeah.
Because an angle is two straight lines meeting at a vertex. And if you're claiming elevation angles, it's a horizontal line. So therefore not a globe. So that's already a fail for 39% of the people.
Yeah, you can have a tangent on a globe. You can't have an angle.
Mm-hmm. So we'll take it that way. Let me see who's in chat. We got PJ Cruikshank, obviously. Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. Miss Mod Queen, hello. Glad you could make it. Always good to see you. One Mind, One Spirit. It's also good to see you. Thank you for popping by. He says he's been very busy with work lately. So it's good to have him. Moon Rover, hello. Michael Khan in the house. What's up? Thank you for coming, Michael. If you guys haven't already, I have shared Michael's latest video.
Oh yeah, of course, Vicky. I haven't watched it yet. I've seen
cool.
Yeah, it's the movers in the sky.
Yeah, exactly.
Vicky's watched it. She told me about it.
That's quite cool. Yeah, guys, if you haven't watched it already, do go and watch it. It's really well worth it. Then we got Luch in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. And I see you've just popped into Element, mate. Thank you for coming. Who else did I
Thank
see
you.
there? Embo, what's up, man? Glad you can make it. Always good to see you. Try thinking. Bev in the house, guys. The flat earther that's too scared to say is a flat earther. Thank you for coming. Sovereign
Yes.
Soul, what's up, man? Glad you can make it. Glenn Solsh, good to see you too, man. Always glad to have you in. Into the break. Hello, hello. Glad to have you as well. And William, woohoo. Glad you could make it. Okay, so how's it, Luch? How you doing?
I'm good.
It's good, good. So, are you going to join us to try and look at surveying as if we've never looked at the subject before?
Yes.
Cool.
I think it'll be a different take on things. I think you agree.
Yeah, well, if we're gonna look at it like we've never looked at it before, then sure.
Yeah,
Well,
so,
Yeah, I'm
objective,
good with that.
so it'll be
Look,
like an interesting discussion just to look at a fresh perspective of it. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, and it'll be objective as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Yeah.
So have you ever looked at it before?
Not on the show, apparently, not for tonight, no.
Okay.
Somebody told me that surveying measures a flat, and then another guy told me no, it measures a globe. So I'm not really sure. We have to go and look to see what this whole surveying thing's about, and we can try to figure it out from there.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, that's
I've
just
heard
for tonight's
there's
show. Yeah.
I've heard there's geodetic surveying as well.
Oh, so you get more than one type of surveying.
I think so.
That's interesting.
The geodetic surveying is the one that measures the globe. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure.
does it measure? So, what is the other type of surveying then?
Just basic surveying, I guess.
Let me go and maybe we can find
It's
it.
like over short distances or shorter distances. I'm pretty sure.
Let's see. Types of surveying. Let's go look.
I think there's more than one. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll check. Hey, David
Maybe.
Banner, good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. Okay, we get
Oh, there's
plane
a lot.
surveying, geodetic surveying, as you said.
Yeah.
Archaeological survey, chain
Yeah.
survey, photographic surveying, astronomical surveying, mine survey, theodolite surveying, compass surveying. Wow, it's quite a different lot. Hydrographic, topographic surveys, engineering survey, triangulation, marine surveyor, construct. But I think we're just gonna focus on plane and geodetic because I think those are the two names.
There's two of them.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
line based, aren't they?
Yeah. See, with land surveying. So yeah. So I think we'll concentrate on that. Let's open them both.
Yeah.
Plane surveying in a new tab. Geodetic surveying in a new tab. Okay. Let's first look at plane surveying. There we go. Geodetic versus plane surveying methods and instruments. Okay, that's just LinkedIn. What is plane surveying? Plane surveying is the method of measuring small areas of the Earth's surface by disregarding curvature and geoid effects.
Yep. Shorter distances. That's what I said. Yay.
So it
Right.
disregards the curvature of a short distance. What would the short distances be, though?
Like, well, basically, you could measure. Technically, you could measure the Earth's curve over 1 meter, but there'd be no need to measure the curve over such a short distance of 1 meter, so we can disregard the Earth's curve on that and just assume it's flat.
Okay, because it says it relies on a
You get
local
what I'm saying?
coordinate system, such as the Universal Transverse Mercator, which is UTN, to determine the positions and elevations of points on a flat plane.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite interesting. So flat plane, guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
are you claiming that the flat plane curves?
Well, we disregard curvature and just say it's flat.
No, but it's saying positions and elevations of points on a flat plane.
Yeah, that's disregarding the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, but you just said like 2 minutes ago, we can, like in a meter, we can measure curve.
We can, yeah, but doesn't.
But how do you
need to.
measure curve if you're saying it's disregarding that curve, it's a flat plane? Then there won't be curve, correct?
No, you're assuming there's no curve.
Yeah, but that's what they're saying. Yeah,
Why
remember,
would
we're
I
looking at the
That's
subject. Remember, we're looking at the subject as if we had never heard about it before. And we're taking it down as simple as we can. just based on this statement alone, you would agree planar surveying is done using a flat plane. That's what it says there, correct?
Okay.
Okay. So let's maybe look what the distance is, you would agree, on plane surveying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plane surveying, okay, let's see, maybe they say it here. Okay, that's flat Earth society nonsense. We don't need to look at that stuff.
That's muted.
In surveying, a distance between 2 points is understood to mean horizontal distance. Okay, let's go there. Let's go look at that. Hey, Tony Whitcomb, what's up? Good to see you. Glad you can make it. Okay, so distance measurements, pacing, tape, equipment. So you need tapes, markers, range poles, plumb bobs, hand levels. Procedure is tapping over smooth, level ground, tapping over hilly, sloping ground, tapping error. Okay. In surveying, the distance between 2 points is understood to mean the horizontal distance. So that means no curve. I think you'd agree with me on that.
Yes, I don't take it into account.
Yeah, okay. So horizontal is definitely not a curve thing, okay? Regardless of the relative elevation of the 2 points, frequently the lay of the land between the 2 points is not uniform. Yeah, because it's got topography. We understand that. Okay. Or the elevation of the 2 points is very different. Yeah, well, I mean, let's say you're standing on a mountain and you're not standing on a mountain, or you're standing on two different altitude mountains. You know, they've got different elevations, so obviously. Special equipment and techniques might be needed to obtain an accurate determination of the distance. Various methods of determining distance are available along with special and different types of equipment. The degree of precision required is another factor which is required to be considered before measurement of distance is undertaken so that the correct type of equipment and method of measurement may be done. So pacing. Pacing is just a rapid means of approximately checking more precise measurements to distance. It's just to down with precision in 100 and average conditions. So they're just doing averages with pacing, okay? Tape is the common method of determining distance by direct measurements with a tape. I don't think if, let's say, they're measuring a kilometer or something, or 10 kilometers, you would agree they're not going to really take a measuring tape, are they?
No.
So,
Well, they could.
Well, it could, but I mean, look at that distance. There's a lot of slack involved. It can get blown about. It's not going to be very, very accurate, is it? I mean, you'd have to tighten that thing up really taut, and that's not what you want to do. You know what I mean? So I don't think it'd be very accurate doing it with a tape.
yeah, exactly.
If the Earth is the size we say it is, then 10 kilometers probably won't show any curve at all.
What? It should. 10 kilometers should show curve.
But that's interesting.
Well, yeah,
If it doesn't,
it does show curve.
well, if
but
10
it's
kilometers
so
doesn't show
minuscule.
curve, I want to quickly look at something. I saw something from Sky Free.
It's small, but it would show curve.
But so let's say 10 kilometers is supposed to not supposed to show curve. Okay, then why does Sky Free manage to get things on a lake, and it's not even 100 meters away? They show curve on a lake. Does that make sense?
That's it. You need to have better tools that would show you curvature over a short distance.
No, but okay, let's put it this way: what curvature would you expect over 20 meters?
Like 0.000
Couple of millimeters.
37 inches.
So maybe like 1 millimeter then.
Yeah, I'd say.
Would you say that's observable?
No.
Okay, but my point is, look what they're showing here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Half a yacht sails into horizon.
I mean,
And that's over 100.
that's
is
like
that
no, that's
100
like
meters?
5 to 10 meters. So not even like supposed to be like a millimeter of blockage from your curve. And I mean, we've seen them do the mirage kind of things on flat surfaces. I mean, even I've taken things on flat surfaces and moved it away and shown bottom of obstruction. So by proxy, that shows that if we're able to demonstrate quote unquote bottom up obstruction over flat surfaces at very short distances, then it can't be curving. Because then the geometry is wrong if you're claiming it's curve.
Plane. Well, this is. Yeah. But plane surveying is the one that doesn't take curvature into account. Geodetic surveying is the one that takes curvature into account.
Okay.
So, geodetic surveying is where you need to go to
yeah, but
prove
we
that
still
the
but
Earth
we
is
first
deflated.
have to finish the plane surveying and then we'll get to geodetic. Okay. Remember, we're starting this thing from the beginning, like we've never heard of the subject before. We're just looking into it, like trying to learn about the subject, research it, because we heard that this group says it measures the globe and this group says it measures flat Earth. So we're looking into it to see, okay, which does it actually show?
Well, one takes the globe into account and the other doesn't. So.
Okay, but then that's interesting though, because let's say like Jesse Kozlowski, he's a planar surveyor, correct?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
And he claims to measure curve.
Well, plane surveying could probably measure curve too, yeah.
But that's a contradiction. But that's a contradiction because planar surveying measures over horizontal. We've been reading it the whole time. It negates. It takes a. Let's put it this way: it doesn't account for curvature.
Yeah.
So how can a plane surveyor measure curve?
Well, did he build something or post
He uses
something about?
I think he said he used something like a theodolite or an auto level.
Because if he did this just not part of his job, then then it's irrelevant because he just did it for fun or something. I don't know.
Okay, but it's interesting. I'm just thinking about it. But let's look quickly what they use plumb bobs for on surveying. A plumb bob is a brass weight with a pointed end, which is suspended by a string 5 to 6 feet long. The plumb bob is used to vertically project a point and may be used at one or both ends of the tape to keep the tape horizontal. Wow. You know what that tells me? I'm going to quickly draw this on paint because that's quite interesting. Yeah, guys, please hit the like, share the show. You guys are awesome. Because what I'm seeing here, if I read that correctly, we got the tape, okay, and horizontal. And we're going to have this vertical representing the plumb bob. Would that make a 90 degree and a 90 degree?
Yeah.
Yes, it would.
Oh, looks like sorry guys, my earphones popped out. I can't hear you guys.
What oh.
Hello? Can you talk again?
Yeah.
Okay, now I can hear you again.
Yeah, we both said yes, okay.
Okay, great. Yeah. So, would that be possible on a globe?
No. Not in my opinion. No.
It's very interesting.
I mean, technically not exactly, not perfectly 90.
You'd still have to get a flat plate. You'd still have
very close to 90, so it's best to assume 90.
No, but 90 is. I mean, you would agree if you got a plumb bob and it's perfectly vertical, and you're using it to measure a horizontal flat plane, that makes a 90-degree angle, a perfect 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what happens if they got their measure of, let's say, 10 kilometers, and he's got his tape at the one end, he's got his tape at the other, and they use the plumb bobs at each end, and they both show 90 degrees.
I know.
And remember, they're not accounting for so-called curve. So would you agree then, from the one point to the other point would be a horizontal straight line?
Assumed, yeah.
No, but that can be measured, correct?
If it's measured, then it's not assumed, is it?
Because they measured, look, they measured 10 kilometers. Okay?
Yeah.
The guy literally went he measured using a tape. He used the plumb bob at point A, and he physically measured to point B and had plumb bobs on both sides. And he measured through a horizontal plane, as planar surveying says. So that's physically 10 kilometers measured flat, correct?
Yeah.
Technically not.
How? How's it technically not?
Because Earth is a globe, so it wouldn't be measured.
No, but you're not listening to what I'm saying.
If you did not know the Earth was a globe, if you didn't know it was flat, and then you got that measurement, what would it say to you?
That Earth is flat?
Yes.
There we go. That's what we were waiting for. Okay, cool. So let's move on. Very interesting. So plumb bobs show it to be level as well. That's interesting. Okay.
Very good for wallpaper and plumb bobs.
Oh, yeah. See, there he's holding a plumb bob, making it perfectly vertical. Well done. It's quite cool. Let's see. The distance between two stakes is less than 100 feet, okay? The tape is pulled so that the head chairman is holding 0 very close to the forward point, and the rear chairman pulls the tape to find the point between the 63 and 64 graduation on the tape. The rear chairman then pulls the tape and holds the 63 mark on the rear point. The rear chairman then calls the head chairman saying holding 63. Both chairmen check to make sure the tape is straight, not twisted and pulled taut. The head chairman reads 0.58 on the extra foot. The distance between the 2 points is 63.58 feet. Interesting. Okay, let's go. That's off 100-foot mark. But what I'm seeing here, look at that. I don't know if you guys can turn your head or something.
Yeah.
Can I turn this somehow? Rotate. Okay. There we go. Okay. Plumb bob, plumb bob. Plumb bob, plumb bob. You guys are correct. You can see they're placing plumb bobs everywhere because there's topography, correct?
Yeah.
So A and B both have parallel verticals.
Yeah.
And they're measuring a horizontal plane. Now, obviously, they're measuring slope angles and incline angles. But it shows 182. Say this is feet apart. So they measured 182 feet with slope angles and inclines, but it's based on a horizontal plane. So they have elevation angles. Can you show me one place there where they measured curve?
They didn't.
They didn't. Yeah, that's really interesting.
There might be curve in the example in the diagram there, but there's no measured curve there.
No, exactly. Andrew Johnson, he says you assumed that the verticals are parallel. No, we're on planar surveying. They literally said they don't account for earth curve. So that's an automatic plumb bob show vertical 90 degrees. There's no assuming anything. And at 182 feet, guys, on your globe, would you see not parallel verticals? Well, would it be observable? Let's put it that way.
I'll say that I'll go back to my meter example.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to get like a meter ruler and lay it on the ground, you could safely say it's flat.
Okay.
It's lying flat on the ground.
Okay, well, let's
if you were to get like a measuring tape and measure over 1 meter, you could fine curvature over a meter. It would take advanced tools, but you could do it.
It's
You
crazy.
could measure a meter of curve.
If you say so. While they just show you can't.
But like,
But
why?
by the way, how do you measure curve over a flat plane?
You can't.
Exactly, that's our point. We're talking about planar surveying now. Okay, but let's move on. Now we have another one: plane surveying versus geodetic surveying. The differences between plane surveying and geodetic surveying. So there's two differences. They are different. You would agree? Just like they said.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Just
What-
like I said.
Yeah.
One doesn't take it into account. One does.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is surveying?
Short of the one. Yeah.
Cool. Hey, Spuddy. Good to see you, Jolly Man, as well. Hello, Zori, Ton. Good to see you. Aaron, Aiden. Who else did I see in there? There's quite a few people. It's good to see you all. Thank you for coming. Okay. So, performing surveys is the art of figuring out where things are in relation to one another. A variety of surveying equipment is used to properly measure horizontal lengths, vertical distances, elevations, horizontal angles, and vertical angles to determine the relative positions of the objects. In this article, we will briefly discuss the differences between plane surveying and geodetic surveying. Wow, wait, I gotta ask something. Literally asking her what is surveying. Okay?
Mm.
It's to measure horizontal lengths.
Mm.
And vertical distances, horizontal angles and vertical angles. How are you claiming curve if what you're measuring is horizontal and vertical lengths? Because this what is surveying would be for planar and geodetic surveying, correct?
Yeah.
We don't know that.
No, that's what it's saying here. What is surveying? And it's explaining. It's simply about measuring the horizontal lengths and vertical distances. And we know
Yeah.
horizontals and verticals don't curve.
Planar surveying is that, yeah.
No, this is saying surveying, not planar surveying. This is simply saying surveying
well, we
as...
don't know if it's talking about all surveying or just one kind of surveying.
No, it's literally saying what is surveying. It's not saying what is planar surveying.
Because surveying is different, so you can't have one definition that describes them both.
No, it literally says
Because
performing
they're
surveys is the art of figuring out where things are in relation to one another. A variety of surveying equipment is used to properly measure horizontal lengths, vertical distances, elevations, aka, horizontal angles, and vertical angles to determine the relative positions of the objects. So literally it says
Okay, okay.
planar
yeah,
and geodetic surveying.
Okay, yeah.
That's their whole purpose, is to measure the horizontal lengths and vertical distances.
Whoever's making the weird faces. I can press the love hearts quicker than you make the weird faces. They try and find umpteen different ways to spam the chat, don't they?
It's crazy. It's not that it's gonna bother me though. We're busy talking about surveying here. Much more interesting than trolls. Hey, Truth Over Comfort, good to see you. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, hit the like, share the show, let everybody know we're talking about surveying. It's going to be fun because we're going on it as a different way tonight, like we've never spoken about or ever seen it before. We're looking into this as if we are really new to the subject and doing the research for it on the first time. So hopefully...
Well, I don't think...
Yeah?
I guess you could do that. It might get a bit complicated if you've never heard of it or just doing it for the first time.
No, we're doing it as a very basic level. We're starting and we're gonna get more complicated as we go, as we're doing our research further and further. You know, it's just, I think that's gonna be good because the reason I'm doing it this way is because I've seen a lot of people want to be willfully ignorant to the subject. So if we do it this way, it's sort of like teaching a kid to ride bicycle. You know what I mean? Because if I have to get into the nitty-gritty and say this and that, half the people don't understand what's going on. So we have to play dumb and do it this way in the most how can I put it?
Layman's.
Basic fundamental way, yeah, layman's way, so everybody can understand it. I think that's the best way of putting
Okay.
it. So we're acting like we've never heard of it before, and we're researching for the first time so we can find out what's going on. This group says it's measured flat. This group says it's measured globe. Is that really what's going on? That's all we're trying to do.
Okay.
Okay. So the next paragraph says, what is leveling? Surveying's leveling branch deals with determining the relative positions of the points on the Earth's surface in a horizontal plane. Again, this horizontal plane. As a result, leveling is concerned with taking measurements in the vertical direction. Surveying is concerned with taking measurements on a flat surface. Notice how it's not saying planar surveying or geodetic surveying, it's saying surveying. It's one thing I've realized. Have you guys realized that? It's talking about horizontal planes and level being horizontal, because that's what leveling is, horizontal surfaces.
Yeah.
And flat. Really, I really like this citation. Okay, purposes of surveying.
Now we need to figure out what horizontal means in regarding to surveying.
Yeah, because apparently, according to this, surveying measures horizontal levels. So that means all level is horizontal, and Merriam-Webster's dictionary is contradicting itself when it wants to say curvature of Earth. You would agree with that then?
So maybe in different contexts, words have different meaning.
Yeah, but if you go to okay, can you tell me the context of horizontal plane and flat surfaces to curve, please?
I was gonna look up what horizontal plane means in geodetic surveying or surveying.
We're probably going to get there still, but I'm just saying it's very interesting what you're seeing, because all they're measuring is horizontal planes and flat surfaces.
Plane, yeah. What do they mean? That's what I want to find out.
Yeah, because as far as we know, horizontal planes don't curve. So yeah, that's quite interesting. Yeah.
If we take it from like a dictionary, horizontal means like a straight line, right? Just a plane, I guess.
Yeah, it's a straight line. It's a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Hey, Dreamland Escape. Good to see you.
So that's how I'm looking at it.
And Pablo's dog. What's up? Good to see you, man. Okay. So, what are the purposes of surveying? This should be telling us more in depth what's going on. Because, I mean, I think you were also getting confused. So, the objectives of surveying are, number one. Notice, guys, objectives of surveying. So, this means all surveying. To take measurements to ascertain the relative locations of the points above or below the surface of the ground. That's good, okay, yeah, because you're on the surface. To measure the areas and volumes, yeah, okay. So you can measure in square feet and all that. That makes sense. To lay out or to mark the positions of proposed structures on the ground, buildings, canals, roads, railway, blah, blah, makes sense, yeah. To develop a map or a plan to show the relative location of the objects on the surface of Earth. That's also quite interesting. So, to fix the boundaries of districts, states, and countries. We can all agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so, various uses of surveying are. Number one, to create topographical map of a country that depicts natural features such as rivers, streams, lakes, hills, valleys, forests, and so on. Yeah. To create a cadastral map that depicts the boundaries of fields, plots, and so on. So they're practically doing cartography. Yeah. To create a contour map of the area in order to determine the best potential location for the dam, canal, buildings, roads, railways, bridge, okay. Route surveys are carried out on the ground to determine the alignment of the road, railway, canal, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. To draw on paper the uneven boundaries in the plots of existing constructions, to construct a specific gradient or slope of water supply drainage as a gas line or road. That's interesting. to conduct a survey of lakes, rivers, and sea, to examine the bed profile. That's also cool. To determine the level difference between different spots on the ground surface. Military surveys are performed to determine strategic points of interest. Mine surveys are performed to discover mineral resources. A city is used to develop streets. City surveys used to develop streets, water supply, streams, blah, blah, blah. Remote sensing can be used to determine agricultural soils, forest cover, and water, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now we get to what we wanted to find out. What is the difference between planar surveying, surveying and geodetic surveying? Oh. Okay, what is plane surveying? It is a method of surveying in which the Earth's mean surface is treated as a plane. What's the mean surface mean?
Yeah.
What does the mean surface?
Surface. The surface of the Earth.
So just all the surface, in other words.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just where you're standing.
Okay,
That's on the surface of the Earth.
Okay, and the spheroidal
That's
shape
what
is ignored.
I'm pretty sure.
So in other words, planar surveying doesn't think of the sphere at all. It's just flat, just level.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
technically. Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Okay, it is approximate for relatively small areas, i.e. less than 250 square kilometers. So in other words, 250 square kilometers, planar surveying can measure no curve, correct?
No.
Yeah, that's
but
what it's
they
saying here.
assume no curve because there's no need to assume curve.
No, but
There's no need to do that.
Let's say they go and measure a area of 250 square kilometers. Remember, it's based on a plane. There's no sphere taken to account. It's ignored. But they measure 250 square kilometers. Would you agree then, from point A to point B is then flat?
No.
Why?
I would.
Because Earth has curvature.
But
if you measured that 250k totally in a plane, totally flat, then it suggests to you that the world is flat. Well, 250k of it anyway.
But you understand you're not making sense, Charlie. We're talking about planar surveying. There's no curvature taken into account. They don't think about the curve. There's nothing. There's just flat horizontal datums. That's all. They got a horizontal measurement of 250 square kilometers. Okay? So that means, remember, plane surveying works on line of sight. So they can literally see their measurement. So this would be a line of sight of 250 square kilometers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just assuming now, okay, they've measured 250 square kilometers and it's based on a horizontal flat plane. Would you agree then they measured no curve for 250 square kilometers?
It's the curve over the curvature over that distance
is zero.
Would be slight.
No, it would be zero.
No, it wouldn't be zero.
We are talking about a horizontal plane. That would be zero curve. Do you understand what we're saying? Planar surveying doesn't measure curve. Why are you pushing curve onto a horizontal plane? Tell us this, please.
We need to ask what does horizontal mean
flat.
In this context?
Flat.
In this context, it may not necessarily mean flat in this context.
Where was it where they said exactly those words? Flat. Remember we read an article where it literally said horizontal flat. Did we not?
What is horizontal plane in the context of surveying?
Let's see it this way.
In survey, okay. Cough, cough. Oh, hold on. Okay, I got it. In surveying, a horizontal plane is a plane that is perpendicular to the vertical direction. It is a plane that is parallel to the horizon, which is an imaginary line that appears to separate the Earth from the sky. In plans of surveying, the surface of the Earth is considered as a plane, and the curvature of the Earth is not taken into account. The line connecting any 2 points is a straight line, and the angles of polygons are plane angles. The distance between 2 points can be horizontal, slope, or vertical, and are recorded in feet or meters. Horizontal and slope distances can be measured by using fiberglass, steel tape, or electronic distance measuring. The distance in elevation and slope distance can also be measured.
Notice that you didn't tell us once curved measured.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what a slope and an incline angle is?
I guess slope.
Yeah, not a
It's
curve.
like a drop, I guess.
Yeah, slope is not a curve.
A
Incline
slow
is not a
drop.
curve.
No, it's still straight lines.
Yeah, you know what an angle is. Let's go to the basics. What's an angle?
An angle is like 45 degree, 90 degree. It's like
Yeah,
you
the two
take 2
lines.
points.
So it's two
Yeah.
straight
It's like a
lines.
triangle.
Two straight lines
Mhm.
meeting at a vertex. Now, if I have to say I'm measuring a slope angle, okay?
Unless the angle is curved.
No, you don't get it. Angles are straight lines.
You don't get curved angles.
You don't get
A
curved
45
angles.
degree angle would be curved.
How is
No,
it?
it don't. Let me put it this way. I'm gonna quickly draw for you a slope angle.
If you were to draw a triangle and do a 45 degree angle, that you draw a
Yeah, I
mini
just drew a
circle.
slope angle for you. That's a
You
slope
draw a
angle.
circle on that triangle. That's a circle has curvature.
No, that's
What?
a slope angle. Must I draw for your elevation
Which
angle?
is look, you've just drawn
There's an
a curve.
incline angle.
You've just drawn a curve.
What? What curve?
How?
Show me
That
where.
mini circle which connects the
That
2 points. That's a
that's an
circle.
opening.
Circle is a
That is
curve.
that is theta. It determines the opening between the two lines, which gives you angle reading.
That's
That's
the angle. Yeah.
Degree.
That's just showing you your 90
Oh,
degree
man.
between the baseline and your 90. That's just showing you. That's just. You might as well just put an arrow in there. That's just flat drawing.
And a 90-degree angle wouldn't be curved. Any other angle would.
Okay. Now let's do it this way. Let's draw the 90-degree quickly. There we go.
Okay.
Is that a straight line?
Yeah.
Is that a straight line?
Yeah.
Is that a straight line?
Yeah.
Is that a straight line?
The one that goes
vertical.
up, down, yeah.
So all the lines are straight.
Mm-hmm.
So a slope angle is a straight line.
Yeah.
A horizontal line is a straight line.
Uh-huh.
A incline line is a straight line.
Yeah.
And a vertical line is a straight line.
Yeah.
So what curve are you talking about?
That circle.
That
you've
is
drawn.
not. That it's just a description given for the degree opening between the two lines. That's why you can't have a curved adjacent. This is how angles work. I'm going to draw this in very simple terms again. Okay? Now let's try the same thing. Gonna put my vertical. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's try draw a curved baseline, as you like to put it. Okay. Show me how you can have an angle reading here. Where's your angle?
You can just connect 2 points from that vertical line.
Is that opening different to this opening?
It would be a larger area.
And is this opening different to this opening?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, let's do the same with the horizontal line. Is this opening the same angle as that opening?
Yeah.
Great.
No.
You just debunked your own claim that you can have a
no.
curved adjacent. Oh, so
Well,
this angle reading here is not the same as that angle reading here. So yeah, it measures 90. Yeah, it also measures 90. Do you know that?
One angle. Different. This is.
I'm confused.
It's
Hold
got
on.
to do about the opening of the angle. That's
the
it.
Angle. It's different distances, not the different angles.
The angle's the same.
The angle's always the same.
So if it doesn't matter if
the
I
angle will
let's
be
say
always 90.
let's say this first 90 is 10 kilometers away.
So you've drawn 90 as a curve.
No, I haven't. Let's say that's 10 kilometers away. The second 90 is 100 kilometers away.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Would you agree that's a horizontal line to there, which measured 90 degrees?
It says
the 10 kilometers?
It says a horizontal plane in surveying is
Yeah, but listen what I'm
the
saying. Is this a 90-degree angle? That.
yeah.
So I measured to 10 kilometers a 90-degree angle.
Uh-huh.
Now I did the same. Is this a 90-degree angle? This in 10 kilometers. Is it still a 90-degree
Yeah.
angle? So I measured a 90-degree angle at 100 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same angle.
Same angle.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Now, if you tried that on a curved baseline, a curved adjacent, you wouldn't have the same angle. Because the distance towards the opening would be different. The angles towards the openings are different.
Changing it every single.
Yeah.
So it
But
can't
they
be an
don't
angle.
take it into account.
So it's not an angle.
But they don't take the curvature into account.
This has got nothing to do with curvature. This is basic maths. Basic geometry, mate. Two straight lines meeting at a vertex is the only way you can have an angle measurement.
Sure.
Surveying, but listen, surveying, what you've been reading now, is literally based on the surface of the Earth. So if this is the surface of the Earth, planar surveying just measured 250 kilometers, okay, over a horizontal flat plane. That is declaring measured 250 kilometers of having no curve. Now, in between, they got little slope angles and incline angles. That's called topography. Get it? But the datum from point A to point B is based on a horizontal flat plane. So it's measured flat, according to planar surveying. Get it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So that's all it is. Okay, here's all the horizontal definitions for land surveys. Horizontal axis. The axis of which the telescope in theodolite transit rotates when moved vertically. The axis of the rotation perpendicular to the vertical axis of the instrument. Blah, blah, blah. This is when they set it up and they just turn it up and down. So it's got to do with the vertical plane and the horizontal plane. Very interesting. Horizontal closure error. Let's go see what horizontal closure error is. The difference between an observed or computed value and the quantity of the ideal or true value of that quantity. Because the ideal or true value of quantity, with a few exceptions, cannot be known with exactness, the term error is applied to the difference between the observed or computed value of a quantity and some standard or accepted value used in lieu of the ideal of the true value. Exceptions. The ideal or true value of the quantity can be known with exactness when it is a mathematically determinable independent of observation. As for example, the sum of three angles of a plane triangle is 180 degrees. I can 100% agree with that. A conventional value established by authority, for example, the length of a meter unit defined by the International Prototype Meter in the International Bureau of Weights and Measures. Errors are of various kinds depending on how and where they originate. The term error approach, okay, but that's just giving all that. But anyway, it's just literally telling us everything is Horizontal. Horizontal datums, horizontal control, horizontal directions, horizontal distance, horizontal plane, horizontal refraction. Okay, so that's what planar surveying is. Literally measuring flat. That we can agree with, because they're measuring flat horizontal planes.
Yeah, the curvature's not taken into account.
Great.
Yeah.
So let's say they measure 250 square kilometers, and it's flat. There's no curve. We shouldn't see any boats and buildings going below the curve. Shouldn't see anything. No, we should not see any curve at 250 square kilometers, in other words.
So, but that's just plain surveying. You need.
Yeah, they measure it
You need.
flat based on plane surveying. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
cool.
need the other kind of surveying for the curve.
Okay,
That's
so in
all
other
I'm
words, you have to
clear.
add your belief in curve then. Is that what you're saying?
Geodetic
Otherwise it
surveying
doesn't. Yeah, but
measures
listen, otherwise it doesn't exist.
Huh?
Let's put it this way. If I'm able to measure not a curve, okay? I measured it. You would agree surveyors measure.
Yeah.
So if you measured that distance, had no curve, because remember they don't take curve into account, they measured it. So they have actual data for those measurements with no curve. You would agree it's measured flat.
Well, it wouldn't.
If it says it's not curved because there's no curve reading data in their measurement, you would agree there is no curve measured.
If you measure it without curve, and that's what you're doing, you're measuring it without curve, why would you then need the geodetic? Is it geodetic?
Exactly, yeah.
Why would you need it?
Geodetic is for measuring curvature.
Yeah, but we're going to get to geodetics now. Because remember, we're playing this as if we've never seen the subject before. But based on what we've seen tonight, so far planar surveying shows up to 250k, there's no curve measured.
And if you have measured something without curve, if there is no curve in that measurement, why then would you have to put some kind of formula in there to make it to measure for curve?
So that kind of tells me that they calculate curve, not measure it.
Yeah, they calculate it. Exactly.
So the actual measurement shows flat then. And then they calculate the curve in after it's measured flat, if we take it that way.
That's what I'd say. Yeah.
Really interesting. Okay, but let's see what the geodetic survey is. Specifically, it refers to a method of surveying where the spherical shape of the Earth is taken into consideration.
Yay.
So they believe it to be there, so they're taking... Okay? It is used for large-scale surveying projects that requires extensive coverage. Obtaining accurate maps of large areas and establishing control points for all other surveys are two applications of this technique. Okay, let's see. So, planar surveying, one.
Both measure and calculating are involved in.
Didn't say anything about measuring, yeah, mate.
In plane surveying.
Yeah, plane surveying is measuring, yeah.
And calculate.
No, they physically measure. The only things that are calculations are errors. Do you know? Remember we just went through the errors?
It says in surveying both measuring and calculating are involved.
Again, the calculations are based on errors. Remember we just showed the errors on screen?
What?
Remember we just showed on screen where we said horizontal errors? You would agree that, let's say you use an instrument, especially with long distances, that has issues with it. So it's going to be having errors. So let's say the further it is, the less accurate it will be. So you calculate, you calculate those errors in to make it as accurate as possible. You would agree with that? But you measured it, but you're calculating it just to make it more accurate.
Yeah.
Get it?
I suppose, yeah.
Okay, cool. So anyway, planar surveying number one. It is the type of surveying which means the mean surface of the Earth is considered as a plane and the spheroidal shape is negated, just like we've seen. Geodetic says it's the type of surveying in which the spherical shape of the Earth is taken into account. So belief of a curve they put in. So plane surveying says let's measure no curve because we're measuring a horizontal plane. And geodetic survey says I believe there's a curve, so let's put it into our calculations. Okay.
No.
Yes.
No.
Let's put it this way. If planar surveying measures 250 square kilometers of no curve,
They don't take it into account.
can you see 250 square kilometers? Can you?
Can you
observe
that
250 square kilometers? Can you?
I don't know.
No, you can't. Okay.
It's quite far.
So let's put it this way. That's the limitations for plane surveying. Now, geodetic surveying goes beyond that. So, in other words, can they observe what they're claiming?
They can measure it.
How do you measure something that's not able to be observed?
Using different other methods than your eyes.
You do know that it's based on line of sight. Planar surveying is literally point to point.
Planar surveying.
And geodetic. All surveying is based on point to point.
No, I don't think so.
You don't? You don't? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, but we'll get there. Number 2, all surveying lines are considered as straight and triangles are considered as planar triangles. Yep, that's Euclidean geometry. Congratulations. Geodetic surveying, all survey lines are considered curved. Oh my. So those lines aren't straight, the ones that you measure straight. So in other words, they take a straight line and say it's curved, guys. Is that observed? Do straight lines curve? Let's put it that way. Remember, so plane surveying just measured a straight line. So the geodetic surveys come and say, hang on, that's not a straight line measured, it's curved. Get it? And that's why they have things called spherical triangles. Not because they actually exist, because they had to throw Euclidean geometry away. Because they claim straight lines curve.
Spherical axis, you mean?
No, we're talking about lines. They're literally saying, yeah, the survey lines are considered curved. And that's why they have spherical triangles. Hey, Saddlebaum, good to see you. Guys, please hit the like, share the show if you haven't already. Really, really does help to get the show out to a wider audience. And I appreciate all your support on this channel, guys. No, Andy Worth, it's literally showing a belief here. Planar surveying measures. Geodetic surveying hasn't showed anything for measurements yet. So that means it's a belief. When we get to the type where the geodetic surveying actually measures, but I haven't seen that so far. Have you guys?
No.
No. Okay. So, number 3. It is used for surveying of relatively small areas, i.e. less than 250 square kilometers. As far as I know, 250 square kilometers is not small areas, but okay. Because last time I checked, you guys claim a boat goes over the curve at 3 miles. And if planar surveying only measured horizontal planes, flat, to 250 kilometers squared kilometers, that means a boat cannot go over a curve at 3 miles. It's physically impossible. Okay, but then we get to geodetic. It is used for large areas, i.e. more than 250 square kilometers. And that when it comes to, do they observe it or do they just claim it? Oh, planar surveying. The standard of accuracy is low. What? So they're saying the accuracy of planar surveying is low? That I have to call bullshit on. I mean, think about it. If you have to build a bridge, I think your accuracy has to be very good. I don't think there's a very low accuracy standard for a bridge. Correct? Or am I missing something? You guys, yeah.
Yeah, I'm yeah.
You would agree. I think that's bullshit. I'd take number 4 as bullshit.
Mm.
How can the standard for accuracy for planar surveying be low?
Yeah, that's silly.
I mean, all engineering on Earth requires plane surveying to be a thing and to
Yeah.
be very accurate. Otherwise, we wouldn't have roads today. We wouldn't have buildings. We wouldn't have bridges.
That's right.
If they weren't accurate, none of the things would be in existence. They'll just be.
Combination.
Sorry?
It's the measurements are made using combination of GPS, satellite imagery, and other advanced technologies.
Okay, but that's got nothing to do with what we're talking about now. We're talking about the accuracy of the
The
method.
surveying.
The accuracy. Would
Oh,
you
we're talking about
agree?
the accuracy.
Would you agree that planar surveying has to be accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're saying the standard of
Why not?
accuracy is low. So every planar surveyor watching this, you can leave a job, guys, because you don't need to be accurate. What? So I don't agree with that.
No.
That just doesn't make sense. Okay, and then it says geodetic, so the standard of accuracy is high. Okay, don't know how that makes it high because you just can't observe something you're claiming to be, so therefore it has to be high. But okay.
It says that you can't visibly, you cannot see an object. It is not possible to see an object 250 kilometers away.
Oh, really? Then why do we have observations that go
With the
further than
naked
500 kilometers?
Yeah.
With the naked eye.
Yeah.
You can't-
Oh, wow.
The curvature
Have you ever
of the Earth
let's put it this way. Have you ever climbed in a plane before?
climbed.
Okay, have you flown in a plane before and looked out the window?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Do you know how much hundreds of kilometers you can see with your eyes?
Mm.
Probably a lot, yeah.
So
But
what you just
usually-
said was bullshit then.
Why?
Because
You claim to see, you claim to see the sun at 93 million miles away.
That's also true.
So I thought you could see 250 kilometers. but
And
you
the
can see-
moon?
Because of the gravity
And the
of
moon at
Earth, you can't
253,000
see anything
miles away, yeah.
250 kilometers away.
Don't you think that's a contradictory statement?
You
Mhm.
can't see something 250 kilometers away because
Great.
of
So
the
the
curvature
sun's
of the
not 93 million miles away because we can see it, guys.
because of the curvature of the Earth. You can't see something 250 kilometers
Ah.
away.
That's not what you were saying. That's not what you were saying, though. You said with the naked eye, which was bringing no curve into it. You said with the
Mhm.
naked eye. That's totally
Yeah.
different from saying it a curve obscuring it.
You can't see something 250 kilometers away with the naked eye because the Earth obscures your line of
The
sight.
furthest photographed sight line in the world is 443 kilometers. From Picto Fantres to Spanish Pyrenees, Pic, blah, blah, blah. Almost 100 times further than what can be seen driving along the prairies and staring at the horizon. What did you just say?
You're talking about going
So
higher.
443
Yeah, it would be
So 443 kilometers.
okay, yeah.
Line of sight.
Uh-huh.
So we can see it
Yeah.
and measure it.
Yeah.
Great. No curve then.
No, there's curve.
You literally just contradicted yourself when you said you can't see that far. The Earth curve will be
When
in
you're
the
on
way.
ground,
He is on the ground. You think a mountain's not ground?
he's on a mountain.
That's a ground, is it not?
All ground.
It's high up. You can see every curve when you're high up, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to show you something quickly. I don't know if you saw this. It's a short I released recently. 44 people watching. Thank you guys for coming. I'm going to pause it. And then I want you to tell me what's going to happen here. Okay. We are higher than these two tins now, or the eye level, correct?
Okay.
So let's say I'm on a
level
high
at
mountain. I'm on a high mountain.
Okay.
And I'm looking out, these are mountain peaks. You would agree I can see the furthest mountain.
Yeah.
Would it be looking over Earth curve?
Yeah.
But that's a straight bar. Those tin cans are exactly the same height, and they're on exactly the same horizontal bar. There's no curve there. Why does the one look higher than the other?
What do you mean?
Why does the back
Well,
tin look higher than the front tin, and they're on exactly the same horizontal plane? They're the same size. They exactly actually the same tins. They're on the same horizontal steel bar.
Can you zoom into that picture?
Don't know. It's not a picture.
Really?
Can you see it better now?
Ah, okay, yeah,
There's
I can
the lid
see. Okay,
sticking up.
there's
Why
the
is that
picture,
lid
yeah.
sticking up above that lid?
Probably because you're looking down at it.
So parallax.
Parallax, yeah.
So when you ask me why we can see 443 kilometers when we go up a mountain, it's not because of Earth curve. It's not because you're looking over Earth curve. It's called
Yeah.
parallax. It's
Well,
got
what's
absolutely
power?
sweet bugger all to do with a curved surface. It's got to do with how angles work.
Okay.
Now, look what happens when I'm
If you're
going to...
higher, you can see something. Yeah.
That's why you see further. Not
Yeah.
because you're looking over a curve. Okay, now it doesn't want to work with me.
Well, that's a big part. That's a part too, but yeah, it's mostly because of how angles work.
Okay, now look, I'm below this mountain looking up. Does
Okay.
the other one look even lower? You know what? I'm going to do
yeah.
this. I'm going to go do this really. Community. PJ, I still have to share your new link. Forgot about that.
Okay.
But anyway,
Oh, yeah, of course.
yeah, look at this, Lou. Yeah, it's level. The two peaks would be exactly level. Notice how that line, you see the bar they're sitting on. Do you see how it looks like it's going up? That's follow my mouse. Looks like it's going up.
Well, you're just picking 2 points and
It's a
dragging
straight.
or-
It's a straight bar, man. It's literally just steel. Okay, a piece of steel going that way. Okay, is it following my mouse? My mouse is following that.
You mean
You would agree it
you
looks
mean the
like
thing
that.
behind it?
You would agree it looks like it's going up.
Yeah.
The bottom of that tin looks like it's higher than the bottom of this tin.
Oh, you mean okay? Yeah.
Okay, but the tops of the tins are exactly level.
Okay.
Can you see the back one is compressed? It is smaller in angular size.
Oh, yeah.
Great. So, what do you think is going to happen when I go higher? Just like we said, at the back tin, we can now see more of the tin. It's even higher now
Okay.
than the first tin. Did it physically go higher?
That's
Well,
No,
Oh.
it didn't. It's still exactly at the same point, correct? But it looks, you're able to see more of the tin now.
because you've changed your perspective.
Yeah, you've raised your eye level. Would you agree there's still no curve here?
Well, why would that be?
Well, no, I'm just saying, you would agree there's still no curve here.
There's still no curve. There never was.
Great. Okay, now let's move to the bottom one. The back tin, I've now gone lower with my eye level. The back tin, is it now lower than the front tin?
It would appear that way, yeah.
Has the front tin now blocked the view of the back tin?
Yeah.
So we see less of it.
You can see less of it, yeah.
Great. Was it because of Earth curve?
No, it was because the other tin got
It's
in the
parallax.
way.
It's called parallax.
Yeah.
Yeah. So perspective. And this is exactly why when we raise in eye level, guys, any globers listening, is because we can see further because of parallax. Not because you're looking
So,
over a damn curve.
what is parallax?
What I'm showing you on
No,
screen.
that's parallax.
What I'm
Can
showing you on
you?
screen, it's got to do with
Oh,
two locations.
yeah. If you're in your car and you're looking at the mountains in the distance, but you see a lamppost in front of you, the mountains in the distance go past slowly, and the lamppost right next to you goes by quickly, doesn't it? That's
Hmm.
parallax.
Yeah.
That's parallax.
Yeah. Oh, so okay.
So yeah, that's all. That's why we can see this
So
mountain 443 kilometers away. Not because we can see over the curve, but because of
parallax.
parallax. That's the whole point.
Parallax is. Do you want me? Okay. I'll just read it on my own time.
Okay. Anyway,
I'll
let's.
mute myself as I read the definition of parallax.
Hey, Carl Apple, good to see you, man. Okay, so let's move on to number 5. The directions of plumb lines at various points are assumed to be parallel to one another. This is usually measured, because remember, if they say they measured 250 square kilometers,
Yeah.
that would mean they are not assumed to be parallel. They are measured parallel, correct?
There has to be, yeah.
Otherwise, it's not a measurement.
No.
It's amazing how these guys try and sort of weasel their belief system into these things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but anyway, there are no parallels between the direction of plumb lines at various points along the line of sight. Again, my issue with this is, where do they observe this? You don't see
Well,
leaning plumb lines, do you?
no.
There's
Never.
never been observed ever to have leaning plumb lines.
They wouldn't work very well if they were leaning plumb lines.
Exactly. And now I'm going to say again, number 6 contradicts number 4. It is useful for engineering, architectural, commercial, and scientific purposes, blah, 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 blah. That means you need to have an accurate standard, correct? How can they claim number 4, you don't need to be accurate, but yet you have to be used for engineering, architectural, and commercial, and scientific purposes? Hey, Jonah Edwards, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Last time I checked, when it comes to the scientific method, it needs to be quite accurate. When it comes to things like roads and bridges and buildings, it needs to be quite accurate. When engineers, for instance, build some kind of machine, it needs to be quite accurate. Otherwise, the thing won't work. So yeah, it's quite weird. And then we go to geodetic. In order to obtain accurate maps of large areas and set control points for all other surveys, it is necessary to employ this technique. What? So in other words, they're just saying stuff.
Yeah.
Because let's look at it this way. Plane surveying is used for engineering, architectural, commercial, and scientific purposes. Geodetics is just used to obtain maps on large areas to set control points. So in other words, they make their own controls for things that cannot be observed.
Yeah, and put geodetic surveying above planar surveying when I think it should be the other way around.
Exactly. Yeah, RUF does push receptacle zenith angles. All the nonsense that pushes do. It's really weird. Okay. Like I say, this is like us coming and doing this stuff without knowing what's going on. Okay, let's go to... That was type surveying. Let's look at geodetic surveying now. What is geodetic surveying? A geodetic survey determines the precise position of permanent points on the Earth's surface, taking into account the shape, size, and curvature of the Earth. Oh, let's go watch this. Let's go see this. This should be interesting. Oh. doesn't work. What is the geodetic method?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello again.
Hello.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
the parallax is the apparent displacement of an object viewed from different positions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But when we go higher, the higher we go, the farther we can see over the horizon,
Yeah, because parallax.
and the more of the Earth's surface we can see. This is why, a person standing on the ground can only see a few miles to the horizon, while a person in an airplane can see hundreds of miles,
Yeah, and
right?
why is that?
It says, it is not, it is, so parallax is, it is, it is not the reason why we see more when we go higher.
You just literally said it.
When we go higher, we can see more because the curvature of the Earth becomes less pronounced.
No. I just showed you with actual demonstration with a level horizontal two tins parallax, correct? That you would say would be observable to be taken in every day. Correct?
It it's hard it's hard to it's hard to it, it's hard to it's hard to say because it's not to scale.
What's not to scale?
The cans can't be scaled to the
To
Earth.
scale to what?
They're way smaller.
What's the scale got to do with anything? It's literally just proving a point of how parallax work.
Yeah, okay, you've proven how parallax works.
And I used it on a flat surface, correct?
Tins aren't the same as the Earth.
Okay, can you see what I got on screen here?
Yeah.
Have you realized
Three
how the
lines
angles
up.
are opening up the higher you go?
Yeah.
How do I put this? Have you ever climbed in one of those elevators that are made out of glass?
Yeah.
And if you look straight out and it goes up, have you realized how closer to you you see less of the ground?
Exactly.
And
'Cause
further away, the more you rise, further away you see more of the ground.
Well, you're closer to the ground, aren't you? So the ground's closer to you.
I see they're getting irritated with you, Lou, because they're saying this is annoying because you're literally just contradicting yourself constantly and disagreeing with everything we're bringing up while we have demonstration, explaining it in very simple terms.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not really that smart.
But anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand.
Okay.
Geodetic surveying. So, many organizations use geodesy to map the US shorelines. I wouldn't have figured that, guys. Maybe because you can't see for so far, so they need to map things without actually seeing them. To improve transportation navigation. To measure points of the Earth's surface, you assign coordinates similar to unique to address to points all over the Earth. So they use a coordinate system, like a Cartesian. Do you know that geodesists use coordinates like Cartesian? So that's why they got latitudes and longitudes, correct? Hello? Okay, so you got latitudes and longitudes. Okay, so what is a latitude and longitude? Is it a Cartesian coordinate system? That's a yes. So that means
Yeah.
those coordinates are based on a flat horizontal database. So the geodetic surveys, their whole coordinate system is based on flat. Where do you think the geodetics get their measurements?
Yeah, Glenn. Yeah. Luke, she's all right. I like him. He
Yeah,
just can
Luch
be
is
annoying.
cool.
He's sound. He's just gonna be annoying sometimes.
Yeah,
And but like so can a lot of people. You know.
yeah. But what I like about you, Luch, is you're not anti-flurfer like where you're just
Yeah.
going to ignore it. He's actually trying, guys. He's trying to
Yeah.
understand.
I am trying.
Yeah. Okay, so let's. This is very interesting to want to see it. To measure the Earth, geodesists build a simple mathematical model of the Earth which captures the largest, most obvious features. So they make a model, they don't measure. Geodesists have adopted the ellipsoid as the most basic model of the Earth because the ellipsoid is based on a very simple mathematical model. Last time I checked, we don't live on a model, guys. That's a verification fallacy. So, why do geodesists calculate based on a model if we have planar surveying doing actual measurements of the physical reality? Don't you think that's a bit odd?
Oh, babe, it's if chubby bunnies a game with marshmallows where you put it in your mouth and say chubby bunnies, and whoever has to spit it
See how
out
much you
loses.
can put in your mouth and say it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You mean Fluffy Bunny?
That's what I say. I say fluffy bunny, but some people say chubby bunny. I'm fluffy bunny as well.
Chubby Bunny. Yeah, chubby. Yeah, I get it.
But I'm fluffy. I say fluffy as well. I'm fluffy bunny as well.
Oh.
okay. Are we going to go look at some YouTube videos on... No, I can't see Polaris, Jonah. It's a bit difficult. I can't, just the same reason why I can't see the Eiffel Tower. I'm a bit far.
You're a bit too far north.
Uh,
Yeah, but Vicky, you use the small marshmallows for chocochinos and all that. You don't use the big ones that you got to use.
No, you don't need the big ones now. I like a good cappuccino every once in a while.
I don't think it's very good to be talking about stuff like that in front of me right now.
Yeah,
I haven't had sugar in over a week, guys. Come on.
Oh.
See how
Sugar
It's
depraved.
like, the only sugar I've had is like one sugar in my coffee every time I have a cup of coffee, and I'm a sweet
I'm
tooth.
sure you've had like artificial sugar.
I used to at a stage use stevia or xylitol, but I can't stand the
about sweetener?
aftertaste. That's
No,
sweetness,
like it.
but I can't stand the aftertaste. So
Oh, how about natural
one sugar it will be or no sugar.
How about natural sugar? The sugar you get
From sugar
like
canes
apples,
or something.
apples and pears.
I eat.
and-
Yeah, but that does. Tell me something. If you're going to take a donut or an apple, which one tastes better for you?
a donut.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, I ate a lot of apples this week and a lot of eggs.
But that's the thing,
But-
though.
I'm pretty sure that your body doesn't care if the sugar's natural or not.
No.
Oh,
It's
it knows. No, it definitely knows, dude.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like if you
You get.
if you eat 40 oranges a day, you're still going to get fat on the sugars. You
Oh,
know
yeah,
what I mean? If you're
Because you're getting too much carbohydrates in,
Yeah, of course.
so it's going to
Yeah.
store it as fat. It's not going to burn it away.
Yeah.
That's why you have to have balance between your proteins, your carbohydrates, and your fats, so they are able.
Yeah.
When you're losing weight, that it doesn't burn your muscle away; it rather burns the carbohydrates away, and the fats. Because I mean that's energy. Carbohydrates is energy.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's see how this guy sets up his auto level, because this should be good.
What are we going to be going through today?
Jason, today I'm going to demonstrate the setup and use of the automatic level.
Oh, so auto level. Oh, nice. Okay. Playback speed, just a bit faster.
Commonly used on building sites.
Great.
Great. Okay.
I'll leave you to it then.
Thank you.
Great.
I
Great.
can't
Great.
hear.
Okay, the automatic
Yeah.
Are they speaking in the video?
Yeah, they are. Can't you hear
Oh,
it?
I can't hear it.
And you, PJ?
No, there's no volume to the video. I was
Also
just about
add-
to.
Okay, let me.
Not to run back.
let's go. Hey, Hammer's in the house. What's up?
I haven't
Oh,
been
hi.
in 10 minutes.
What's up, dudes?
You doing
you
well?
doing?
Hello, the hammer.
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks.
Good to see you.
So, what is your take on planar surveying versus geodetic surveying? We've learned so much tonight because we played as if we've never heard about this before.
That's hard to do.
It is hard to do.
As far as I'm aware, planar surveying is all they use.
Yeah, I mean, show me geodetic
real life.
show me geodetic surveys do anything important like bridges, buildings, engineering, you know. No, they take what's already measured and then assume that flat straight lines they just measured are curved. And therefore it has to be a globe, and let's make maps that's far beyond what we can
Why?
observe.
Why do you say assume?
Because last time I checked, if you measure an angle, it's a straight line. They take that straight line and assume it to be curved.
No, they measure curve.
Again, you don't get curved angles. There's no such thing as a curved angle.
No. Angle, like you defined it
I'm
yourself.
gonna look it up.
So two straight lines, a vertex. You defined it yourself.
We went through this at very basic level.
Yeah, they measure angles and take numbers and then plug them into man-made calculations to say, hey, look, it's a curvature.
Yeah, they
just
use
measured curve.
they use the WGS84. That's an ellipsoidal consideration. We just read it like on the thing where they take a mathematical model. So they literally base their calculations on a mathematical model. Where planar surveying doesn't use a mathematical model, they use physical measurements. They actually measure what they see. Which one are you
I think
going to
when they-
roll the trust? What you see with actual physical measurements, or what a person calculates based on the belief of a model?
And I think when they introduce that word ellipsoid, they're alluding to the fact that they're using hemispheres,
Mm-hmm. And they're
which
alluding,
is
they're,
flat.
and
white.
that's why I laugh when you get the deflator that says, "Oh, but no one uses the 8 inches per mile squared because it's a hyperbola."
Yeah.
So, why are the geodetic surveyors then using ellipsoids? Because that's exactly what they're doing. They're using 8 inches per mile squared for the geometry.
So it says angles can be curved.
Okay, show us the angle that's curved, please. Go ahead.
How would you
They
measure
wanted
the
to
angle?
draw a circle.
And how would it be measured an angle if the definition to an angle is two straight lines meeting at a point?
What?
Hey, Geotype, can see.
Uh,
Can you
angle
show us?
is in,
Can you
The
show us?
definition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can you
sorry,
show
go
us a measured a curved angle, please?
Curvature is the measure of how much a curve deviates from being
No.
a straight line.
No, I want you to show us a curved angle.
Do you want me to get you a picture? I can Google it and say curved line.
A curved
curved angle.
angle. Show
Okay.
us a curved angle.
You can have a gradient in degrees of how much it's curving, but you can't have it as an angle in degrees.
Yeah, but notice those angle of degrees as gradient are straight lines.
It's straight lines from the middle. Exactly.
From a
You can
radius.
do it. You can just type in a curved angle on
No, I
Google.
want you to show us a curved angle. You claim there's a such thing as a curved angle, so I know there isn't. You do, so it'd be great if you can bring it for us. While you're looking for it, we're gonna go on with the surveying stuff. We're gonna watch how this guy sets it up vertical to a horizontal flat plane to do leveling.
Itself, the tripod on which it sits, and when we take a reading, that's to
Ooh,
the start.
the rod, the measuring rod. Okay, got music. Let's see.
A dome top tripod.
Great.
The tripod legs have to be placed firmly in the ground,
Yeah.
and we try and keep the top of the tripod level.
Ooh. We try and keep the top of the tripod level. That means not curved, just in case the ballers don't understand this.
Which one do you want? I have lots of curved.
Show us.
Angles.
Show us curved angles. Where's the curved angles? I don't see a curved angle.
I can see lots.
I can see all the
Two
all the
straight
angles.
lines, A and B
Okay.
meeting at a vertex with two straight lines. That's not a curved angle. There as well. Two straight lines meeting at a vertex. Two straight lines. I don't see one curved angle. Sorry.
You don't think these are curved angles?
There's no such thing as a curved angle. There's again
The curved parts to them,
straight lines
it's
meeting
straight
at.
there. It's straight. Yeah, the angle part is straight line. The curved part is something else. That's not the angle.
You can place an angle on a curved surface, just like I can place a ruler on a ball. Get it? It doesn't make the angle curved.
Make it a tangent, huh?
Do you understand what's going on here, Lou?
This is curved, right?
Yes, but
That's a
not an angle.
horizontal line with another horizontal line meeting at a vertex. Do you understand?
The one below it is curved.
That's not an
Yeah, but
angle. Do you see those straight lines
you
are
measure
measuring
it to be
angles?
an angle
No,
in
no.
it.
Those straight lines are measuring angles on top of
Of the-
that curve.
Curve. Yeah, it's not measuring the curve as an angle. It's you can see where they've placed the straight lines on now. Look,
But what if you measure this, the one below it?
but that's not
Then it
showing
would
you
be
as an
curved.
angle.
Again, you
It would
made a
be
specific
curved.
claim, angles can curve. While you're showing
yeah.
straight line angles on top of curves, not a curved angle.
So, what do you want?
No, we
I-
don't.
what I
It's
want
your
you to
claim.
is to concede there's no such thing as a curved angle.
A curved angle.
There is.
These aren't curved angles?
No, they're not. They're straight lines.
No.
You literally got it on screen.
Yeah, these are straight lines, but what about the thing below?
That's not an angle.
That's curved.
That's not an angle.
And that's the whole reason they haven't
If
even
you
used
measure
it.
it to be an angle, then it would be. It is an angle. What are you talking about?
How is that an angle? There's no straight line there showing it to be an angle. It has to be two straight lines. That is angles on top of curves. Two straight lines on top of curves, laid on top of an angle, on top of a curve.
Andrew asked, can you ask the guy if he went to Ellement College in Victoria? I think that's for you, Lou.
Huh?
I think that's for you.
Ellen College.
In Victoria.
I've never been to college.
Oh, okay.
The highest I've done is past 12th grade. That's
Okay.
well,
so
I guess I'm doing a Cert 3 in hospitality, so I guess that would be
okay, but
a higher
I'm
level.
also gonna ask you a question. Let's take what you got on screen now. And you know that with even geodate, they take a horizontal datum. They use a horizontal datum to do their measurements. That means it's a horizontal plane, straight line.
From the imaginary line, yeah.
Great. Okay. That horizontal plane goes infinite, you'd say, correct?
It goes from the horizon.
Let's see if I can draw
They
this
take
out.
it from the horizon. It's an imaginary straight line from the horizon.
Let's say we've got a datum point. Right there. There's my datum point. Now we've got our auto level or theodolite set up or whatever, and I'm measuring using a datum, a horizontal line. Okay? Got my point here. That's the point. That's the measuring point. So we've got our vertical set up over that horizontal. So it makes it 90 degrees. You agree with that? So in other words, they got the theodolite standing like this, or the auto level, or whatever. There's the legs.
A 90-degree angle.
There's the legs, okay? So in other words, there's the floor, it's standing level, and the scope is looking straight out. Okay. You'd agree that that horizontal is parallel to this horizontal. Through from the scope.
Okay.
So the distance between the reference datum, which is this red line, to the scope infinitely are parallel. So no curve.
Yeah, no curve.
Now, if you're claiming a sphere underneath there, and you're claiming they're measuring a curved angle, okay? You are claiming now this horizontal datum is no longer horizontal, which goes against what surveying's about. You're claiming it's curving away. Would you agree would you agree that green line's not an angle?
The green line.
Yeah.
I think it would be an angle, wouldn't it?
Let's do it this way. Let's make the green line a sphere. Okay, there we go. There's your green line. Is that an angle, that green line?
Yeah.
What?
So how do you measure that angle then? How do you come to a conclusion what angle that is? Tell me that then.
You
How would
measure
you know with what? A protractor won't tell you what angle that is, because a protractor has straight lines.
Yeah, if you're looking at a 2D, then you could measure it like that.
But the thing is, it curves away, so that's different angles. It would be a different angle every single point. How can you say it's a angle when it would be, if it was an angle, it'd be umpteen different angles?
The point here is, Luch, the scope and the horizontal datum are parallel to one another infinitely. Okay, they run across the same plane. They have parallel planes infinitely. The angle is always a 90 degree on this horizontal datum. So in other words, what the scope measures is in reference to the horizontal datum. Okay? Let's say we measure a slope angle now. Okay, let's just say we're over a hill and the scope measures a slope angle. Which is the angle here? This curve of the hill or this angle?
That's the second one you did.
That's an angle.
Yeah.
Two straight lines meeting at a vertex.
Is that what an angle is?
Yes.
Great, so that's an angle, but... And we can take that as an angle as well. Would you want to know that that angle is exactly the same as that angle?
Yeah.
Great.
It's smaller, but what?
So that's how they do surveying. They measure the angles. They coincide with each other. They don't say the floor is an angle.
It's an angle, yeah.
So when they only measure slope or incline angles, they are literally measuring, like we saw that other photo, the incline and slope angles over a topographical plane. So it's a horizontal plane with topography, in other words. Hey, Matt Eastman, what's up, man?
So two straight lines meeting at a vertex.
Yeah, there's
an angle.
Yes,
That's
there's
the
a
one.
vertex, so that's an angle. Here's a vertex, so that's an angle. Here's a vertex, so that's an angle. But this is not an angle. That circle you see there is not an angle.
No.
That line meets the Earth.
A tangent.
Yeah.
Are you
It's a
claiming a
tangent.
tangent? So when a
I'll have
tangent
to look at
when
it.
a tangent
I'm
touches
gonna.
but I'm saying when a tangent
I'm-
touches a surface, a curved surface, does that now make the curved surface an angle?
You get an angle from the point it touches. You could measure an angle from that.
How? Using a horizontal
Well-
line, correct?
You have to have the
Using it could be a
You always require the horizontal line. That's a given. It's impossible to do it without the horizontal line. The base is always
I'll look it
horizontal.
up. What are you saying? You always need a horizontal line for an angle.
Yes. Even geodetic surveyors require their horizontal to be there before they do anything. That's why they calculate the curve. They don't measure it. They measure slope and incline angles. There's never been any curve measured in history, and there never will be. They always only measure straight lines, slope angles, incline angles. Now remember what we read in that article? They believe that straight line they measured is curved. And I tell you, these people are deceivers.
Vertex, yeah.
They are insane.
The vertex. Yeah.
Get them out of this place.
The lines of them can be oriental, including vertical, horizontal.
It's very simple to understand, guys. They only
By two
measure
lines, three
straight
lines.
lines, but they try and assume they have to be curved because of their belief system. That's as simple as that.
Oh wow.
Hmm?
The lines.
The instrument said
Music. Okay, the instrument.
Did you just have revelation?
removed from its case and placed on top of the tripod.
Wait,
and it's fixed by a
horizontal
screw from
just
underneath.
means across.
Across.
Yeah, but it has to be
Horizontal doesn't mean up and down. It just means across.
Exactly.
across.
Exactly, across.
Line
There's no
across.
curve. Exactly.
Across. Up and down. Vertical.
Vertical means up and down. Horizontal
That's
means
your
left to
name.
right.
So you don't always need horizontal
But you
lines
do.
to form an angle
Of course you do.
because they can be diagonal as well. Diagonal's not horizontal.
No, but when it comes to the earth and that, you always need your baseline to get your 90. That's the point.
Okay, can you see on screen what's happening here, Lou? He's setting up his auto level. Okay?
Okay.
Have you noticed he's setting it up level? Do you know why that is?
He's setting it up level to the earth to the earth.
To level. So that level, auto level standing on the tripod, he's setting up to be level. So in other words, he's setting up to be perfectly horizontal to the vertical. So he's setting up
Okay.
perfectly 90 degrees.
Okay.
Just like I just showed. So that scope now is perfectly parallel with the horizontal datum where it's standing on. You understand?
Where level means
Level means horizontal, flat. No part higher or lower than the other.
I think level in this context would probably in like surveying and stuff would
is...
probably mean conforming to the liquid particles of the Earth's curve.
No, don't make bullshit up. There's no such thing as level curving. Merriam-Webster added that in much later, by the way.
Yeah.
By contradicting the rest of the definition also, by the way. Should we go to Merriam-Webster's dictionary quickly so we can so I can show you how they contradict themselves?
Yep.
That's true level.
Watch this.
And that's another word for level, is true.
Mm-hmm. Let's go level this definition for Merriam-Webster. Now, I want you guys to read through this with me very slowly. And I want you to come to an understanding just how insane it is by adding one contradiction is, which invalidates everything. We're going to play a game. Spot the contradiction. Because there's literally one contradiction in this whole definition. The rest, 99.9%, all agree with the word and they don't contradict. But there's one part which contradicts the whole definition. Let's see if you can spot it. We'll start with the synonyms of level. Number one.
Okay.
A device for establishing a horizontal line or plane by means of bubble in a liquid that shows adjustment to the horizontal by movement of the center of slightly bowed glass tube. We just saw the guy with his auto level leveling out his auto level. Okay? He made it horizontal. So you would understand a horizontal line doesn't curve, correct?
Yeah.
Glue, you would agree. Horizontal lines don't curve.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So, number two, a measurement of the difference of altitude by 2 points means of a level. Keeps to the definition. Congratulations. Okay. Number three, horizontal condition. Equilibrium of a fluid marked by a horizontal surface or even altitude. Water seeks its own level. Ooh. Hey, nah. I thought Globus say water doesn't seek its own level, but okay.
Yeah, right.
Remember, that's horizontal condition, guys. Last time I checked, horizontal doesn't curve. So definitely can't take it and say, oh, but it's keeping even altitude so curve. Sorry. It's literally under horizontal condition. So there's no altitude of a sphere here. Okay. 4a. An approximately horizontal line or surface taken as an index of altitude. Note again, it's talking about a horizontal line. What is the definition we're looking at here, guys? Level. We didn't type horizontal, did we?
No.
No, and every single thing is about a horizontal line at the moment. Huh, okay. I love this one. B. A practically horizontal surface or area as of land. The level of the plateau. So, what does that mean? The land is horizontal.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, number 5a. A position in a scale or rank of achievement, significant value, found at national level. A job appeals to me in many levels. Now, usually that says job appeals to me in levels. You would understand when you see the hierarchy of a job. You have a ladder. You at the bottom, your boss above you, his boss above him, and eventually you get to the CEO and so on forth. Okay?
Different tiers.
Yeah, different tiers. All parallel to one another, by the way.
Yeah.
If they are parallel to the horizon and move from left to right, they are considered horizontal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we get to
However,
a line or surface that cuts perpendicularly all plumb lines. Listen to this very carefully, guys. A line or surface that cuts perpendicularly all plumb lines that meets and hence and would everywhere coincide with the surface of still water.
All over the place. Yeah.
Literally, this tells you when level seeks its own level, when water seeks its own level,
Yeah.
It has no curve.
And that's ubiquitous all over the place.
Keep that in mind. It's literally saying in the statement, water seeks its own level and has no curve. Get this straight. Now, B, the plane of the horizon or a line in it. How can a horizon have a plane if it's curved? It can't. I can't believe we actually have to go through a level definition for people.
Yeah.
But that we have to break it down so distinctly for them. Okay.
Shows what level they're at, doesn't it?
Exactly. Okay, number 7. Remember, guys, we're still with synonyms here. A horizontal passage in a mine intended for regular working and transportation. 8. A concentration of constituent, especially of a body fluid such as blood, a normal blood sugar level, whatever. So, yeah. Number 9, the magnitude of quantity considered in relation to arbitrary reference value, broadly magnitude or intensity, a high level of hostility. Let's go to 10. A level of serious discrete parts through which a player moves and progresses during the course of the game, such as a video game. You get that, you get to a higher level. Now we get to verb. Oh, what's a verb?
It's a doing word.
Ah, it's a doing word. Okay, great. Now, number 1. To make, so you're making a line or a surface horizontal. AKA, making flat or level. So you're leveling a field or you level off a house lot. So if you don't level it, make it aka flat, horizontal, you can't build a foundation. You physically have to do that. Huh?
Don't level and flat mean different things?
Nope, they're synonyms of each other.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
We just literally...
Something... No. Flat and level don't mean...
Flat has different meanings, but it's also a synonym with level.
It can be.
Level.
but
there's even an adjective for level. Having a flat horizontal surface.
I suppose it can be a synonym, but
Synonyms.
also can't be as well.
Synonyms for level are plane, surface, floor, equally, aim, platform, ground, coordinates, and there's even flat. There's more of them that say flat even. Make flat synonyms. There we go. 155 synonyms and antonyms for level. Flat is one of them. To make flat.
And what about synonyms for flat?
And it literally says here in the verb. To make flat or level.
And what about synonyms for flat? Is level a synonym of flat?
Yes, level and flat are synonyms of each other. Horizontal, flat, and level literally make each other, dude. You can't have a horizontal that's not flat and level. You can't have a level that's not horizontal or flat. You can have a flat vertical.
Yeah.
But you can't have a horizontal that's not flat or level, and you can't have level that's not flat or horizontal. Because what is level always in reference to? A horizontal.
Yeah.
I thought so. They are often used interchangeably.
But it's okay. Let's carry on. Let's carry on with the breaking down of level definition.
It says they are not always synonyms.
Okay, I've got an idea. show me a horizontal that's not flat.
I think FTFE told a story about.
Exactly, a story.
Don't even bring
Anecdote.
FTFE into this, mate. That guy is one of the most dumbest people to ever bring into argument.
That's anecdotal.
Again, show me a horizontal that's not flat, please.
About
And then show me a level that's not flat.
a construction worker or something working
Good
on
luck.
a guy's
No, good luck.
apartment. Huh?
Good luck. We're going to carry on with this definition here for the people.
Okay.
A, to bring a horizontal aiming position. 3, to bring to a common level or plane. In other words, equalize. Okay. Number 4A, to lay level with or as if with the ground. So in other words, you're lying flat on the ground to lie at the same level. B, to knock down. So in other words, he leveled him with one punch, he smashed him on the ground, and he lied level with the ground. Number 5, to make something, such as a color, even or uniform. Even or uniform. That definitely doesn't sound curved. Okay.
No.
To find the height of different points in a piece of land, especially with surveyor's level. So there's the context for you of level. Let's look at intransitive verb. To attain or come to a level. The plane leveled off at 10,000 feet. So if a plane levels off at 10,000 feet, and we just saw horizontal and flat mean level. Where's the curve? That means the plane's flying over a horizontal plane.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, to aim a gun or other weapons horizontally, to bring persons or things to a level, to deal frankly and openly. Now we're going to get to the fun part. Remember what the game we're playing, guys? Remember the game. Adjective. A, having no part higher than the other. Conforming to the curvature of the liquid parts of the Earth's surface.
Yeah.
You found it? Do you find the contradiction?
I think I have. I'm not too sure, but I think I might have.
But wait, there's a second part to this. B, parallel with the plane of the horizon, horizontal.
Wow.
Wow.
How can that be?
How
can that be A and B?
How can you have conforming curvature to a horizontal plane? How can curvature be parallel to a horizontal plane?
Crazy.
And notice we read earlier how when water seeks its level, at rest it seeks level, which is horizontal, correct?
Yeah.
So how is conforming to the curvature of liquid parts of the Earth's surface? Something tells me that this should not be in here.
Exactly. B used to be.
Wait.
Was number one. There wasn't A. It was just number
be
one, and that was they've put that A in front of B, which it should have always been B as in number one. No other. No B.
But you know why they put one A and B? Because it's the same context.
Oh yeah, of course, because it's in the context of Earth. Yeah.
So, if it's in the same context, and the plane of the horizon is horizontal, and it's parallel to this horizontal, how are you having curvature? Especially curvature of water, when they literally just said twice in the definition that water doesn't curve.
That's right. So
Wow.
even in that, where they've hijacked the meaning of it, they still. You can see they've just put it in there. That's it.
Can I show you a clip of one of FTFE's videos?
Why?
Oh.
I'm not in the mood for that guy, to be honest. What's
Well,
he say?
it's
What does he
not
say? Just tell us what he
FTFE,
says. Just tell us what he says.
he tells this. It's not really FTFE. It's one of it's Greeky Blind or something
Freaky Blind. Oh no, even worse. Oh
Even
no.
worse.
that tells the story of the architect that was hired to do the job of making the floor level.
Okay, let's go listen to it. Okay,
Off
that should be
and
interesting.
flat.
Okay, do you have a link for me?
It starts at 8 minutes and 12 seconds.
Do you have-
I can
Yeah,
post
send
the
the
link
link.
in chat,
Yes.
I suppose.
Yeah, send the link in chat.
It's episode 50 of Fluff
While
the
he's getting
Idiot.
the link for us, guys, 77 votes. Surveying measures what? An elevation angle that requires flat Earth, 66%, and an angle based on a globe, 34%. Yeah,
Isn't-
whoever said angle based on a globe, where have you been? Didn't you listen to everything that has been spoken about tonight? Obviously not.
It's a very long video, but the clip I want to show is 8 minutes and 12 seconds in.
Okay, I'm just waiting for
So,
the... Let me know when you got it in.
I pasted the link now. Let's say it goes for 2 hours,
I
but
don't have the
the
link.
clip
Did you post
is-
it in... Did you post it out in the chat? Because it's not here.
oh, I pasted it in the YouTube chat. Hold on. Oh.
By the way, guys, while he's getting it, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's come. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit the share buttons. It really, really does help to grow the audience. And I want to say thank you for everybody that does support the show.
I can share my screen.
Or you can share your screen. Okay, that's also fine.
Okay.
Just make sure you share the sound as well.
Yep. I think it'll have sound. Also share audio. There you go.
Okay.
Let's clip that. Are you getting it?
This guy. Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, that guy. Alright, let's see.
I'll leave you with a short story. So an architect has designed a building, and part of the building process was that they needed the floor to be perfectly leveled to facilitate the fitting of floor tile. So he calls in a builder. The builder says, I can level the floor for you for X number of dollars. So the architect signed off on the work order. The builder got on with his job. He rang the architect. Hey, you can come along. The floor is perfectly level. So the architect turns the building site. The builder's standing there, proud as punch. Look at that, he said, flat as a pancake. And he was right. The floor was perfectly flat. But just to verify his work, the architect decided to put a level on the floor to make sure it was right. And you've guessed it, it was perfectly flat, but it was not level because they don't mean the same thing. And the builder was forced to repair his mistake at a cost of $50,000. So I bet that builder is now completely clear about the difference between flat and level.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That just means it was on a slope.
You know what? Wait. Do you know what a synonym is, Lou?
A synonym is when
do you understand?
Two words mean the same thing.
Okay. Do you understand you can have a slope that is flat?
Yeah.
Do you understand that level doesn't have a slope?
Level
is not
level. As long as it's level to something else, it can be whatever it wants.
Let's draw this. This is, I don't know how you guys fall for this bullshit from these people.
I know, it's ridiculous.
This is you see what he did. He made you guys concentrate to see, oh, the guy did it flat. Now you automatically thinking, oh, you guys are thinking level. Again, level requires flat. Flat doesn't, no, listen, flat doesn't require level. You literally have to have flat to have level. You don't have to have level to have flat. I can have a flat wall.
Yeah, and that's vertical, usually.
Okay? I can have a flat cube.
Yeah.
A flat cube, you know? Each face is flat. But when it comes to level, it has to be flat because it is a horizontal plane. Get it? Level is horizontal. No part higher or lower than the other. You guys fall under the category of thinking, okay, I'm not going to even have to draw it. You guys literally fall under his words as in saying, level and flat aren't the same things. But literally, to have level, it requires flat. He took it and was dishonest. Listen, he took it and made honest and said, look, it's flat, but it's not level, so they don't mean the same thing. Again, I'm going to repeat this again for all the dumb ballers out there. Yes, dumb ballers. You guys are idiots. Flat does not require level. Level does require flat. Get it?
It only needs to be parallel to the horizon and have no slope or tilt.
So flat then.
So level does not have to be flat.
You just literally said it's flat.
It only needs to be parallel to the horizon and have no slope or lift.
Great.
That's
Okay,
what
I'm going to
level
draw
is.
horizon for you. Guys, look at this. This is the horizon. You'd agree?
Yeah.
Now let's draw a parallel surface to the horizon. Is that flat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Do I even have to say anything further?
The horizon is... It's hard to see because it's hard to... Okay, so the horizon's a blue one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing that... Oh, we'll just say eye level maybe? I don't know. Okay, so, well, down here that we're looking out at the horizon around 3 miles away, I guess. That's where... Yeah, well, whatever. It's disregarding atmosphere, I guess. I don't know. So
again, you literally just brought verbatim on screen, with your words, parallel to a horizon. No part higher or lower than the horizon. Do you know that a horizon means literally horizontal?
It says here that level does not have to be flat. It only needs to be parallel to the horizon and have
Which
no
means it's
slope
flat, Blue.
Which means it's flat.
It's got no part higher or lower. It is a horizontal flat line.
Why would this say different though?
Because you guys are fundies and you guys want to change the meanings of words because your globe literally contradicts what a word means.
But words can have different meanings.
Exactly my point. I rest my case. I guess that's the show, guys.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm sorry.
What did we get tonight? Surveying does actual measurements, can do it up to 250 square kilometers. And then we get geodetics, which doesn't do actual measurements, they do calculations because they think straight lines curve. Yeah. So guess what this whole depicts for us, guys? Earth is measured flat.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And like I say, if it's with airplane or surveying, it's measured flat. Why do they need to add this coverage crap into it? Why do we have to have that geodetic surveying? It's just they just try to conform it to their already existing belief in what the ball calculations are, the globe calculations. That's what they just stuck that on top of planar surveying, and that's what.
Look at it this way. Geodetics is sort of like paper mache. They take let's say we've got a nice flat piece of paper. Now that flat piece of paper has different measurements on it, actual done measurements, and you go and cut all those measurements out. The geodetics surveys then take all those flat measurements and they try link them together like origami, you could say, to make a sphere.
Yeah.
So they take locally flat, you could say, and turn it into a sphere. That's all they do. That's practically what geodetic is about, guys. Making a flat measured Earth into a believed globe.
Wasn't a boss.
Yeah. So what do you guys have to say before we close off? Any final sayings?
Sure, I'm just thinking. Surely you must have got some of that, Luch. Though you must have understood some of that. I mean, even with the synonyms, you must have understood that flat and level can be the same.
It literally said it.
Oh, he's not. Is he here? I think he's gone.
He's there.
Oh, is he? No, he's not. He's gone.
Oh, he's gone. Okay, but he's in the YouTube chat.
Okay, I'm sitting talking away to him. Nice.
But yeah, I think it's time the Globies stop listening to idiots like FTFE and Creaky Blind and all those nonsense people, because they literally don't show you the right stuff.
Exactly.
Literally.
You're too young to be listening to them, to be honest. Find a better source. Even if you still want to be a Glober, fine. Find a better source than them.
I mean, this is getting embarrassing. That's why I actually like what Nathan said about Planet Peterson, and I agree with him. Let's train these guys up to have more understanding of what the subject's about, so we can actually have actual arguments with them, because if they understand it better, they might not be a globe anymore, or they might actually have an understanding of what's being this argument. But at the moment, there's literally, I don't know what's going on. It's like we're talking to dead zombies, because Globies don't seem to base the basic fundamentals of what's being discussed. Yes, Lou.
I did agree that that flat and level can be the same thing.
Okay.
You said they
but
can't.
Sometimes they don't mean the same thing.
Again.
Sometimes.
Level is always flat. Flat is
Isn't
not always level.
Yeah. This
is what Creaky Blinders dishonesty was showing, and this is where I'm saying you guys are gullible. You guys are listening to his story, and you're saying, oh, you see, level and flat aren't the same thing. But what was very specific there? He said, oh, but you didn't make a level surface, you just made a flat surface, so you have to restart. What happens if he said you made it level and not flat? They can't, because it's impossible to make a level, not flat surface.
I still disagree.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry to say, but then you're
willful ignorance.
Yeah.
Ignorance. Yeah.
So yeah, guys, thanks all for coming. Really appreciate it. Appreciate everybody's support. Thank you for hitting the likes and sharing the show. Thank you guys for coming, Element. There was supposed to be a debate tonight, but yeah, as you know, guy couldn't make it. He's only coming next week. So I'm gonna be working hard tomorrow again on that video on my new channel. I really want to get it out tomorrow. It should be. It's like 85% the video, so it's almost done. I'm looking forward to it. Really excited to reveal that on my channel, and I'll be seeing you guys all tomorrow night. Groovy. Many blessings, and may the pressure with you guys. Cheers.
If that